Hey guys, don't forget to hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you can be notified every time I come up with a new video.
Hi guys, what's up? Thank you so much for coming back. I'm Arpita and I welcome you back once again to the Crazy Wisdom. Alright, so in today's video, we'll be looking into the compatibility of the kings of the jungle and of the kings of the zodiac, Leos, and we'll be seeing how good or how bad they are with the rest of the people of the zodiac gang. And so without further ado, put on your thinking caps and your wisdom boots. Let's get on and shoot. Alright, so when an Aries comes into the picture, the level of fun goes really up because both Aries and Leo are fire signs, and at the end of the day, when fire starts to spread, it does not stop or it does not fizzle out, it spreads just everywhere. And the same happens in their relationship, both of them do not stop each other, both of them do not judge each other, both of them do not criticize or pinpoint each other's mistakes. Love again works brilliantly here because both are, although warm-hearted, both are passionate lovers, but at the same point of time, both are independent seekers as well, and they love their partner's individual identity more than the fact that they can possess them. Work here can be a bit tricky because both are very, very strong signs involved, and when they both take their own spaces and take their own point of views, then they can stand very, very firmly there. And a Leo can be more stubborn because it is a fixed sign and it does not change that easily because it hurts their pride to bow down in front of anyone. So they have to be really careful because a power struggle sort of a scenario can crop up here. Otherwise, overall this relationship is a good one. Now when a Taurus comes into the picture, their relationship with a Leo can turn for the best or for the worst, and the probability of either of this happening is exactly 50%. Fun, although slow and steady to progress, can work pretty well here because in a relationship, when a Taurus gets down to have fun or a light moment with their partner, they value the relationship aspect more, whereas a Leo wants to take action, they want to lead the stage and they want to plan everything and they want to be in control. So they sort of fit in very well because both of them gets what each of them wants. Love again can work pretty well here because a Leo, although looks like a very, very tough exterior, they are very, very warm-hearted from within, and they are very passionate, and they always want a partner who cares, who sort of commits for the long haul, and who is very, very nourishing and very, very committed to the other person. And a Taurus is exactly like that. Work is an area which is very, very tricky here, and it can actually damage the other aspects of the relationship as well because both Taurus and Libra are super fixed signs, and when they become adamant on something, no one can sway them from their point of view, and they stand on their opinions very, very firmly, and this sort of starts to affect their relationship because both of them now become competitors and none of them remains the accommodator of the relationship, and both of them just wants to defeat the other person and rise higher above than the other one to make a point in front of them. So when this thing comes into the relationship, it can destroy all the other aspects as well because then both of them become unstoppable in front of their stubbornness. But otherwise, if they individually realize their position in the relationship and where they have to take the lead and where they have to take the back seat, then this relationship can actually make wonders together. Now when a Gemini comes into the picture, the fun aspect goes really high up because again, both of them are the non-possessive category, both of them are the non-judgmental category, and both of them want to and allow the other person to have fun. But one thing that they need to be careful about is that both of them are limelight grabbers. Both of them want to rule the stage, and then they have to, in this situation, they have to decide as to which person has to go up first and then come back and decide the time slots. The aspect of love here can be a little tricky because although a Leo is very, very dominating and a tough person from the outside, but from the inside they need proper pampering, they need proper attention, they need a proper emotional support from their partners, and sometimes their dry attitude and airy nature can actually put off the Leo. Work again can work wonders here because a Gemini is a brain full of ideas and analytical thinking and a lot of brainstorming, and Leo is complete action and complete focus on taking the task to completion. So they work as a beautiful team together. Now with a Cancerian into the picture, the level of fun can go down because both of them have completely different ways of enjoying. A Cancerian is a slow and steady, easy to progress, and an introvert one who likes to let their hair down in their inner circle only. And a Leo is completely opposite. They are the extravagant and the most vibrant life of parties that you would ever meet. So they do not match at any level. Love here can work pretty well, although it is slow and steady to progress. But when these two finally get into a relationship and a Leo finally starts to understand a Cancerian, so he sort of becomes that giant wall of support for the emotional Cancerian whenever they need a shoulder to cry on. And a Cancerian's complete emotional support and their financial support and their sensible mind when starts to work, this sort of completes the Leo. So it again is a good enough aspect. Work here can get affected because Cancerians are very, very analytical. They are very, very they think a lot before acting, and they invest in a very sound and a very stable project. And a Leo is the complete opposite personality. They are very, very creative, and they are into speculation. They are into taking risks, and they are into doing something big even if they have to invest their entire bag full of money. So they are that huge risk takers. So their vibe does not match, their point of views do not match, and a major clash can occur here when they start to work together. Now when another Leo gets into the bond, it can cause fireworks to erupt, and they can be positive fireworks in all aspects, because the level of fun goes really up here, because two Leos are so much in sync together. They understand so much each other's personality and each other's desires that they sort of become each other's mirror image, and they work really well together when they want to enjoy and just waste the night away party. Love again can work wonders because both are passionate, both are warm-hearted, both get what the other person desires from their partner. But one very, very strong thing that they need to be careful about is that sometimes one Leo can leave the other Leo behind, or on the side tracks when they are glowing in their own limelight. And in the process of doing this, they can end up ignoring their partner, who again is a Leo. And this can happen from either sides. Both of them can end up doing this, and it can result in the biggest communication gap in any relationship possible. So they have to be careful about this one thing. Work again, although in normal situations, works brilliantly here, because both of them, if two Leos get together, they can achieve the unthinkable and they can do the most wondrous things together. But they have to be very, very careful and balanced with each other, because once their power struggle starts and once their fight of dominance starts, they can even end up destroying each other and each other's profession and work and career. So this thing they need to be really careful about, and they need to be very, very balanced, and an equal division of responsibilities and position of authority needs to be done here, and then after that it can work wonderfully. Now when a Virgo comes into the picture, the aspect of fun can go downhill, because a Virgo is a meticulous perfectionist sort of a personality, and he or she has this habit of criticizing and picking faults and pinpointing mistakes in their partner, which can easily irritate the easy breezy Leos, and their constant judgments can actually take all the fun out of the moment. Love again can be very, very difficult to handle, because a Virgo does not commit to any person before they feel that the relationship is for the long haul. And on the other hand, a Leo is the registered romantic of the zodiac group, and they would never shy away from trying their luck, because they are extravagant displayers of romance. Work again is very, very difficult here, because there's Virgo on one hand, who is deep analysis and thoughts before actions and critical thinking and then taking any step, and then there's Leo on the other hand, who are huge risk takers and who are completely into speculation and fields of creativity and imagination and everything unpredictable. So again, they do not fall in the same plane, and this relationship fails to work. Now when a Libra comes into a relationship with a Leo, the aspect of fun works wonderfully well, because imagine this: when a Libra enters into a party, a Libra and a Leo becomes one and the same thing. They are both free-spirited, they both want to enjoy their night out, without a stress or a tension about the outside world, and they just do not mingle in all those thoughts when they are letting their hair down and when they're enjoying in the moment. So they work magically well together. Love again can work beautifully here, because both are passionate, both are independent seekers, both want to give equal amount of space and demand equal amount of commitment with their partners. But one thing that they need to be careful about is a Libra needs to control their flirtatious nature when around a Leo, because this can hurt their pride really badly, because hey, come on, who can possibly flirt with another person when they are with a Leo? Work again can work brilliantly here, because a Libra is all about action as well. They are careful planners, they are deep thinkers, but they are executioners as well. And then comes in the Leo, whose boost of energy and confidence sort of acts as a catalyst in the entire project. But here, another thing that a Libra needs to be careful about is that they should not try to dominate the Leo, because their supremacy would not allow this, and they can even go to the extreme of turning down the project or the work that they're doing together rather than allowing themselves to get dominated. So, they should not have this thought at all, but otherwise the relationship works better. Now, when a Scorpio enters the bond, well, this can be one of the most dangerous relationships to enter in because both are super fixed signs. Both are the natural leaders, dominators, and the top of their games in their respective field. Now, Leos are over the top and right in your face sort of dominators and leaders, whereas the Scorpios do the same thing, but they do it from behind the curtains. They pull and push the strings from, behind the scenes. When both of these get together, both of them can enter into an awe when they see each other's personality, and they get impressed by each other, and at the same time they get intimidated by each other equally. So, it can turn into a complete rage. There is not one aspect in both of their life that either would want to bow down in front of the other for. The best solution for these two would be to stay as far away from each other because they can only be competitors. This bond, if these two get into a relationship with each other, they would struggle. Now, when a Sagittarius comes into a relationship, aspect of fun can again work really well because both are fire signs, both need and understand each other's desires and each other's priorities. And especially one thing that works really well here is that a Sagittarius does not have that much desire to lead or that much desire to dominate. They just want to enjoy their heart out, and therefore, because of this, when these two come together, they get their respective positions in the relationship. Love can be a little tricky here because a Sagittarius is 99% of the times unemotional. They do not want to be stuck with someone at one place. And this can actually tarnish and stab a Leo's love-seeking heart because no matter how rough and tough they look from the outside, they're actually very, very warm-hearted from the inside, and they want love and they want an emotional connection with their partner. Work again works pretty well only if both of them are responsible enough to do proper background check and proper due diligence because both of them are go-getters, both of them are not that much of thinkers. So, sometimes they can make huge mistakes in projects that they're working together in. So this one thing they need to be careful about, otherwise together they can achieve the unthinkable, and overall this is a nice relationship. Now, when a Capricorn enters into the relationship, the aspect of fun can go really downhill because a Leo sort of loses their energy and their vibe when they are with a Capricorn because a Capricorn is too serious and too mature and too focused on his goals to sort of let everything go and enjoy even for one single day or one single night. And this sort of dries out the fun-seeking capacity of a Leo because they sort of want to enjoy every small little and every big moment that comes in their life. Love again gets a little bit affected here. In the initial stages it can be very difficult because a Capricorn is not at all a verbal person. They do not speak out or they do not display their emotions and their love at all. And a Leo, on the other hand, is all about huge and extravagant displays of love and affection and romance. So it can create a lot of imbalance. Work again suffers more and prospers less here because a Capricorn again is a very dedicated, very mature, very persevering and a very committed sort of a person who takes their work very, very seriously, whereas all this does not come anywhere in the Leo's rules and regulations of working. They are free-spirited and they love taking risks and they love they love investing their resources. So it again does not work, and overall this relationship can be a difficult one. Now, when an Aquarius enters into the picture, fun can be really amazing and goes uphill because the air takes the fire everywhere. It's as simple as that. And when these two get together to have fun, they can enjoy themselves and they can spend their times in the weirdest and the newest ways possible. So none of them has the boring genes. The aspect of love can be a bit tough here because an Aquarian is way too unemotional, sometimes to the level of being extreme, and this can really hurt the ego of a Leo and their pride because they put in a lot into romantic gestures and over the top displays of their love, and when there's no response from the other end, then it can damage the relationship. Work again works brilliantly here because both are achievers, both are ambitious, and when these two get down to work constructively together, then something happens which brings out an Aquarius's weird and outwardly and sort of unrealistic ideas for the rest of the world, but they find proper shape and they find proper reality in a Leo's execution, and it works well, and overall it is a good relationship to be in. Now, when a Pisces comes into the picture, when we talk about fun, a Pisces wants to enjoy, they want to let their hair down, but they do not want to lead. And with a Leo, they find that strong wall of protection under which they can enjoy and they can let their hair down. And a Leo, on the other hand, wants a person who can depend on them and who can show trust in them. Now, in the aspect of love, a Leo can be sometimes too harsh and too strongly imposing on the very soft, easy breezy and dreamy Pisces, and they can sort of break their bubble. Now, because of this, a Piscean's emotional balance can get disturbed and they can go off track. But if a Leo develops enough patience to get into the Piscean's heart and understand their mood swings and understand their continuously up and down going emotions, then they can actually strike a chord there, and then they can work in harmony and they can work at par. Otherwise, both of them can sort of feel stuck with each other, and sometimes they can feel directionless. Now, the area of work works pretty well because we know that both a Leo and a Pisces are extremely creative beings. And what is hidden within a Piscean, a Leo can take that out and give it shape and form and a reality and make it a practical hit. But again, this can only happen if a Piscean gets over their insecurity and sort of fear to showcase what they have. Otherwise, at the end of the day, even a Leo would not be able to do anything, and they would get irritated because they can see a potential in front of them, but they cannot exploit it. They cannot take it out to its full form. So that is an area that can be a bit problematic, and they need to be careful about it. Alright guys, so with this I put a wrap on today's video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a cute little thumbs up right underneath it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to remain updated with all the latest zodiac gossip, astrology and motivation. With this, I'll be meeting you again too soon, but don't forget to be crazy and wise until we meet for the next time. I'll see you guys sooner. Bye bye.